Hey, players only, it's your host with the most. The Eastside Pharaoh, the Midwest Messiah, Daily Deposit Don, the Almighty Don Jones, Mr. Get Your Number, Never Fucking Call You. Even though nowadays I don't get these hoes' numbers, because if they fine, I'm gonna give them mine. But you already fucking knew that. Hey, put your pinkies up with players only worldwide, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so get down in the comments and do what's best and let us know what we should talk about next. And before we even start this, get down in the comments and drop your Instagram name, your TikTok name, your Twitter name, all that shit. I'm gonna follow you back because players need to be tapped in. We need to be tied in like that. It's always a treat when players meet, as they say. Let me make sure y'all can hear me because it's a little loud on this left side, you know what I'm saying? But today I came to talk to y'all about, once again, just keeping it player, you know what I'm saying? Yesterday we got to witness a few fellow players getting into it with each other, beefing all over social media. And I ain't gonna condemn them like I wouldn't do the same if somebody disrespected me. But I want y'all to know, y'all to be aware that there's a player way to do everything. You know what I'm saying? So even though both those men, they both came up, they both gained from beefing with each other, the most player's thing to do is to not beef at all. So when I say those two guys, I mean Marquette from the Saint and the Sinner and Sinful the Pedophile. I don't really fuck with him, so Sinful the Pedophile, but shout out to him because I fuck with all the players around the world, but I don't like that pedophile shit. But anyways, they both gained from beefing with each other. But the most player's thing you can do in a situation like that, and I knew this from looking at the Saint and Sinner's comments this morning. First comment I seen, dude was like, yeah, this is what I like to see. Leave the internet beef to the suckers, or whatever he said. Something like that. And it kind of hit me like, damn, that's exactly what this game is, though. That's exactly what it is. So when you're on some player shit, you gonna kind of stay in your lane. And nigga, like for instance, Jay-Z, he ain't necessarily a player, but we can count Jay-Z as a player. The nigga pulled fucking Beyonce, nigga, and kept her for a long time. It's one thing to pull a bad bitch, but to keep her is a whole nother thing. You gotta be super player to keep a bad bitch for that long. But anyways, Jay-Z ain't really a player, but we can call him a player just off of Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? But look at how Jay-Z responds to beef. Somebody could be jumping up and down, screaming, Jay-Z a bitch ass nigga, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That nigga Jay-Z is not responding to you until he sees fit, until it benefits him, until he feel like it, you know what I'm saying? That's the player way to handle beef and disrespect, is by handling it the way you want to handle it. As y'all can see, these dragonflies is fucking with me again. But yeah, that's the player way to do things. A nigga got a problem with you, you ain't got to acknowledge that, man. You ain't got to acknowledge him. Treat him like a little hoe. Treat him like one of the hoes that's staring at you when you walk in the room. That's the player way to handle beef. Now, I'm not saying let everybody just come through and step on you, walk over you. No, be firm, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if any of y'all watch Love Island or no shit like that, but I watch shows like that, like Love Island, because I like player shit. So me and my bitches will sit around the house all day and watch player ass shows and just soak up game, da-da-da-da-da. But my bitch brought up something very interesting to me when we was watching Love Island the other night. There's a nigga named Jeff on there, and there's a nigga named Timmy. Timmy's the super player on. Jeff's a simp, which hurts my heart because Jeff's from Ohio. You know, I'm the original Ohio player out here. So Jeff being from Ohio and being a simp just hurts. But anyways, Timmy's a super player, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna show you a super player. He lightweight player and he handles things very player. So Jeff wanted to fight that nigga the other night. They got into a little dispute, da-da-da-da-da, and Jeff got in his face and was like, what's up? What you saying? Da-da-da-da-da. Now, Timmy had a choice at this point. Timmy could have just, you know what I'm saying, left it and right in his shit, or right it on, boom, right in his shit. But Timmy kept it player. He stayed firm, and he said, I said what I said in his face, you know what I'm saying? Now, when they dispersed out of each other's face, Jeff was still very upset. Timmy had let it go. Timmy's real calm. Timmy wasn't even talking about it with nobody. You know what I'm saying? He just was like, he just let it go. That's the player way. Now, Timmy went right back on to doing what he was doing with his bitch, Zeta. And Jeff got into it with his bitch over Timmy. Very not player. Jeff ends up leaving the house. Him and his bitch leave the house. And Timmy wins the whole show. Winning, I think, like $100,000 or some shit. There's a player way to do everything. Timmy could have matched that aggression that Jeff brought to him and just straight up fought him or argued with him or anything. But Timmy kept it player. He stood his ground. He stood firm. He was firm with Jeff. He stood on his opinion and his decision. And it was very player. I mean, it might not look very player to y'all, because I don't know, man. My mom always tell me everybody pimp differently. You know what I'm saying? Every pimp pimps differently is a quote that I love from my mom. And my mom said that in a very trying time. Like, my grandma was on the deathbed that day. And I was talking to my mom about these pimps who was just like kind of trying to critique my game. And she was like, don't worry about that shit. Every pimp pimps differently. So, of course, somebody gonna feel like you doing something wrong. Da, da, da. But the point is, y'all might not feel like that's some player shit to let a lame be a lame and let them be upset, hooping, hollering, ready to fight, and you just be over there popping your collar like, But that's the player shit right there. Keeping it player is not tripping on nothing. Y'all ever seen, I think it's the Mac, it's either the Mac or Superfly, where they was like, man, who car is that out front, man? That shit got like 30 tickets on it on the windshield. He like, man, it don't make me no difference. I am the one who got to pay for it. Player shit. A non-player gonna run out the door. Oh no, they gave me a ticket. Oh. Players like, man, that shit don't make me no difference. I ain't gonna be the one paying for it. But I ain't gonna hold y'all here all day, man. Like I said, drop them comments down in there. Let me know what you want to talk about next, because that's what's best. Drop them comments on there about what's your Instagram name, Twitter name, TikTok, all that shit. I'm gonna follow you back. If you want to just follow me first, the links is down in the description. Make sure you DM me and tell me that you came from Players Only so I can follow you back, because I don't just be following niggas back, you heard? But put your pinkies up, Players Only, we out this bitch.